My mother could be here today in person and see how many lives she's touched. She would be so moved, and yet she would say in her humility that she has done nothing important. She is so humble. It's interesting that in the last month or so, I noticed that physically I'm becoming more and more similar to her. I'm starting to look like her. My voice is sounding more and more like her. My temperament is more like her. And I've never been so proud to be her daughter. Man, you've taught us and me so much. And what I've learned from you is humble love. You have such a great love for all the people around you. Everybody in touch is blessed by you. And your humility, your love, and your generous heart. What I love about my mother, and so much appreciate her for, is her inner strength. Her body may be small, her voice is soft, but she has incredible strength. What my brother said, to do what strong men and women cannot do. And perhaps she pushed herself so much that her body became fragile before its time. When my father was in concentration camp, she did things that were unheard of for a woman her size and her age. And she did not let her physical limits limit what she did. So, as small as I am, similar to her, there are times when I am afraid to think what other people might think of me. And when I have dreams that I think are too hard to achieve, I would think of my mother and what she has taught us and the sacrifice that she has made for us and for all of us here. I remember when my father and she first began the congregation in Dalton. When I visited her, she would tirelessly make food and prepare lessons for the children and the congregation tirelessly. And I would say to her, "Ma'am, please rest, please rest." And she would say, "No, there's so much work to be done. And the people need things, need skills." So she had a great love for people and commitment to the Lord, but she also knew what people needed to live and to lift up their lives on a daily basis. She worked hard to give them the food, the education that you needed. And man, you knew exactly what I needed in my low times in life. When I was lost and not sure what to make of myself, you believed in me, and you told me you believed in me, and that made all the difference in the world. All the difference. I will carry the lesson of justice from you. You have never tolerated wrongdoing or injustice. when you saw that something was not right in the world. You made it your personal commitment to do something about it. When you saw that people around you had less than you did, you shared everything you could with them. When you started working for the DeKalb school systems and worked with the immigrant families, you were Vietnamese and they were Spanish. They could not speak English and you could not speak Spanish. How did you ever connect with them? Well, she taught us all a lesson. In her 40s, she started to learn Spanish by herself. She would buy books, Spanish dictionaries, and learn on her own so that she could talk to the people she worked with. And that's how my mother was. She did not let anything keep her away from the people she lived with, or worked with, or went to church with. She found a way, any way, to connect to their hearts. And she taught me a really valuable lesson that you're never too old to do what is right. You're never too weak to do what you think is right. And I have learned that lesson from you, man. And as I become a mother now, you have set an incredible, loving model for me as a mother. To always reach out to my children and tell them that you love us. To always support my husband as you have supported back throughout these years. And to teach them what you think is right. You know, man, you were the first person to tell us about Jesus. I remember in the Philippines, in the refugee camp, when she started to meet a sister named Maria in school. And from the moment you thought that that was the right thing to do, you shared it with our family. And then you brought us to Jesus to hear in the church in Atlanta. So whatever your heart felt right, you brought us there. And I believe that everybody here was inspired by her, because whatever she thought was right and correct and the right thing to do in the world, she shared it with you with a generous heart, so that she radiated her love for you and her love for Jesus and the Lord and her love for people. Thank you for coming today, and your words and your presence have inspired me to live a life of integrity and love and just humble generosity. And thank you for everything. And I will not forget it, even though you're gone in body. It actually becomes stronger. You have become stronger in my heart. Thank you, man. I love you.